Hey folks, I just wanted to come to y'all real quick this morning about how successful the Baltimore ceasefire was. Um, Unfortunately, I think people think you have to be perfect in order to be a success, and that's just not the case. So the long story short is the biggest reason why for me that the ceasefire was a success is that you had a grassroots community-led movement that brought resources to the community, that brought peace for periods of time over the weekend to the community, that called the community, all of us, those that do quote unquote violence and those of us who don't, right? So we were all called to do life affirming activities. We were all called to be peaceful, which means not doing economic violence to each other. That means not cheating people and stuff like that. That means not doing verbal violence. So that means, like, for me, not cussing somebody the fuck out, right? So we were called to, not do violence, to be peaceful, to engage in our community. And the people did that. The people came together and did that. The community led a movement that kept our city mostly peaceful for a weekend without the leadership of politicians, without the leadership of police. So what does that tell me? That tells me that it's our community, it's our responsibility, and that both the police and politicians will bend to the will of the people when the people make their will known. That's what it teaches me. So anything that we want in this city can be done, can be achieved if the community leads it, if the community goes to the police and the politicians and tells them, this is what we need. We don't need more police. We need police to be trained more. We don't need politicians to tell us what we need in our community. You need to come. You need to listen to what our needs are, what our wants are, what our directives are. And your job is to go and implement those things, not come up with plans for us. For what? We've seen what happens when we follow politicians. I mean, just look around. And for those of us who were hesitant to support the ceasefire for whatever your reasons were, let's be clear. All of this shit is connected. Blight is connected to violence. Lack of education is connected to violence. Poverty is connected to violence. Racism is connected to violence. All of these things are connected together. So you don't have to openly support the ceasefire. That's your business and that's your choice for whatever your reasons are. But do something. Get to work. Whatever your thing is. If your thing is doing ministry through your church or your mosque or your synagogue or your elay or whatever you practice, your group of atheists, yeah, shout out to all the atheists, especially the black ones that people seem to ignore and act like y'all can't have good character. Okay, I digress. Get busy. Get busy in your community organization. Get busy in yourself. Let your city council person know what you want to see happen in your community. Call them, email them, show up at their meetings. Call their asses out when they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Period. As it pertains to the police, they the same thing. When you see them not doing some shit right, tell them about it. Send an email. Call Kevin Davis. Call the DOJ. Show up at the meetings. But we need to let them know what we want in our community. We direct the community. There's a book called Behind the Backlash, right? And it talks about what white folks in South Baltimore did to keep black folks out after Brown versus the Board of Education. They ain't want us down there for whatever their reasons were, right? We don't care. But what did they do? They banded together as a community. And one of the things they did was elect a representative who was going to implement what they wanted. And what they wanted was to keep South Baltimore mostly white. And that's what they did. So if we want in West Baltimore, East Baltimore, wherever, if we want a community center, we need to band together and find a politician who we can fund and who will implement what we want. And not just one time, every goddamn time, every time they can. That's what we need to do. Not sit around and complain about how ceasefire is stupid, because it's not. Not sit around and complain about what the kids is doing, what the dope boys is doing, because you scared of them. So shut the hell up. And if you ain't talking to no dope boys on a regular basis or dope girls on a regular basis, don't come around here talking about what other people supposed to do. When you can't even say hi to them, you so damn scared. Stop it. We need to do what we need to do. We need to direct. It's for us. Us. Only us can save us. Otherwise, the politicians and the police will keep running wild. And let's not even talk about the business people, because they secretly buying up all this cheap real estate in Baltimore and they about to get money. While we sitting around arguing about the politics of a ceasefire. Thank you to the organizers. Thank you to anybody who supported. Thank you for anybody who just supported on a personal level. Thank you for the people who didn't agree, but pushed forward anyway because they saw people who they know doing good work in the community doing a ceasefire. And they said, you know what? I rep with them. Fuck it. Let's go. Ceasefire 365. Make a move. Like Ogun said yesterday, turn your fucking spirit on.